welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about. Well, the names have all changed since you hung around, but those dreams have remained and they've turned around. Who'd have thought they'd lead ya? Who'd have thought they'd lead ya? Back here where we need ya. Back here where we need ya. Yeah, the tease him a lot, 'cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back. All right, give a stretch. Okay, so finished up the all the post radio show promo stuff. So I got all the different social media stuff done and set up, I believe. So that should be good. I actually started. I'm working on this model, like a 3D model for a project, and I'm using Tinkercad for this one because I like Tinkercad so far. I have another one where if it's something that I can just like do the measurements, like I know the measurements, I'll just knock it out, right? But this one is a little bit more like I'm trying to model something that's like in nature, sort of, you know what I mean? And I'm not really sure about the size and everything. So Tinkercad has like these primitives, like these different basic shapes and stuff that you can kind of start off with. So I'm kind of like putting it all together. And what's cool is like if you want something hollow, then you can take that shape, turn it into like a hole, and then put it in the solid piece, and it will like hollow it out to that shape. And I thought I understood it. I did it, but then I had something else, and so I think it kind of broke. It gave me like it didn't even give me an error. It just like the outline of it turned red. So I'm assuming that means error. I'm not exactly sure. So I'm still kind of playing around with it. Like I'm actually messing around with it right now. What I just do? Yeah, I'm just actually just kind of going back. I'm trying to split. Oh, I have to do this to split it up. Okay, yeah, so I split that up. I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing. I'm just kind of making it up as I go along. So, because the order of things matter for what I'm seeing. So it's kind of like if you hollow this thing out first and then you add another piece, that other piece isn't going to be hollowed out because you already hollowed out that piece. So if you wanted to hollow them out together, you'd have to have both combined first and then add the hollow out piece, I think. So I'm not sure. But then the thing I'm trying to add to it, it does have a hole in the center. So maybe that messed it up. I don't know. So I just got to play around with it. So that's cool. This is the exploratory phase of this. But I would like to try and have, maybe I'll show it. But by the end of these ciphers, I'd like to have a little working prototype of this thing I'm trying to build. So I might show that later. We'll see. But for right now, I want to talk about another thing that I saw was pretty cool. Now, we've spoken about the details element. It's like one of my favorite HTML tags because it's so cool. And we spoke about how there was a thing with you can do like accordions where you put like a name on the different detail tags. And so if you open one, if any other ones are open, it will close. So you only have one open at any time. And before you needed like JavaScript to go through and make sure all the things aren't open. If they are open, then close them if the one thing is selected. But now I can do it all with just HTML, and it's kind of amazing. So if you're server-side rendering stuff, like you can just have that there and to worry about whether or not the person can use JavaScript on there. It works. Now, I think we spoke about styling a little bit earlier because you can do a lot of cool styling stuff. But now, this is the older post. I'm working on a website. Well, working on it in my mind. I haven't actually started it yet. But I wanted to do something similar to what's in this blog post. I'm like, oh, cool. I can use a detail tag for it. And so I figured take a look at it. And, I thought it was interesting. Maybe you'll find it interesting as well because it's pretty cool. And it's all without JavaScript, you know what I mean? Which is kind of cool. So the browser is getting better and better every day. So let me share my screen. And we'll take a quick look at this. All right. So more options for styling details, right? I'm going to post a link to this. So it'll be next to the recording of the video on the website untilit.works. So you can check it out for yourself. And All right, so shouts to Brahmas. All right, so from Chrome 131, you have more options to style the structure of details and summary elements. You can now use these elements when building disclosure or accordion widgets. And so this is kind of like what I'm looking to do, building like an accordion sort of kind of thing. But they have one. The idea I had, they kind of have like a demo here, which is kind of, so I was like, oh, dope. So it gives me like a framework to start off with. So by setting display on the details elements, right? So you can, like display flex or display grid and all that stuff. So historically, it wasn't possible to change the display type of details elements. This restriction has now been relaxed, allowing you to, for example, use grid or flex layouts on the details element, which is pretty dope. Because before it all had to be like vertical, right? So one on top of each other. But now if you do like flex or grid, you can now move it to the side. And even with grid, I wonder if you can do like the grid name, the grid templates thing. So you can have them not even like under each other, but in different parts. That'd be kind of cool. When you click one, it'll close all the other ones. That'd be pretty dope. Neither here nor there. So here in the following example, the exclusive accordion, again, the one if you put like a name on the details tag, it kind of links them all together so that only one can be open at a time, consists of several details elements placed side by side. When expanding one of the detail elements, its content is placed next to the summary. All right, so let's take a look how it looks here. So this is the thing that I kind of had the same idea for. I wanted to have like across all these different like little tiles, and you can only open one at a time, basically. And so this basically does that. And so we have this one here that's open, but if you go to another one, it opens that one and closes the other one. Let's go to this last one here. See how, and it kind of like moved all the other stuff. So that I thought was pretty cool. And you see here, there's no JavaScript. So let's take a look at the HTML, right? And so like they said, you just have, where is it here? Okay, so we have the demo, we have accordion wrapper, so we're wrapping around there. And here's the detail. Here's the first detail. You see the name accordion, right? And the ID boating. So it's this one here. And they had it open, so that's why it was open when it loaded. So you have the summary, you have the span here. So in the summary, that's pretty cool. They have the little boat here. Normally it would be like the little arrow, right? But they took out the arrow and put the boat, which is pretty dope. And they're saying the image is not draggable because then sometimes if you click stuff, it will show like the little image like you're dragging it. So that's what that is getting rid of. All right, cool. And then we have the content wrapper. So again, so he says boating here. And then we have the information port mutiny draught here. Port mutiny draught. All right, cool. Now then we have the next details. So again, same name accordion. So that's what links them all together. And then you see the anchoring, which you see here's a little anchor. And so it goes on like that, right? Now, the way that all works, if you check out the accordion wrapper, so let's take out the CSS. You see accordion wrapper. Now you're doing display flex. And in the flex direction row. So that's what's turning them all to the side. So I think let me see, if I took this out, well, no, flex makes it to a row anyway. Oh, I can't edit this. I have to edit on CodePen. But you can like this like column or whatever. And you have the gap in between them. And then the min content. So it shrinks down the width to whatever content it's kind of like showing. So I think when it's closed, so we have the details. So the details are the stuff that are on the inside. So there should be a class somewhere. Where is it? Here's the class details content wrapper. Oh, just details. Yeah, details right here. All right, so yeah, it's just the details tag. I was looking for a class for some reason. So yeah, details, you see another display flex and is the row. So when we click this, the details is this. So it's putting it next to that. Normally it's below it. And boating is a part of, yeah, boating's right there in this details contents wrapper, right? So cool. So the background transparent, so you can see the thing behind it. Very cool. Color white. The radius here, very nice. Moved it up one index, cool. And then the marker, the content is, so it's hiding that marker. Again, the little triangle that's normally there in the detail tags is hiding it. So this will hide it, which is pretty dope. So now it says the image is tucked in the sum. I like when they have like comments that kind of explain what the CSS is doing. So the image is tucked in the summary because otherwise it would be hidden when not open, right? So as it ends up in the detailed content pseudo element thing, right? So we'll take a look at that. I think that's somewhere else. Oh, and they're using this whole ampersand thing. Okay, interesting. So now notice that, okay, when it's closed, that's what I think that they're saying, that when it's not open, it'd be gone. So that's why they have to put it in the summary. So here's the summary image, the absolute. So it's the top left. Cool. The width is 100%. So it fits the whole thing. Yeah. So, okay. And then do an object fit cover. So that way it doesn't shrink. It just fills it out. But it centers it, which is pretty dope. Nice. Cool. And then the Z index of -1. So it's towards the back. So it's like the background. And then they have this ease transition thing here. Cool. So now when it's open, the image, right, the brightness goes down. So you see it's like full brightness here. When you click it, it goes down half brightness so that you can read the words on top. Very nice. So let me see some. Okay, yeah. So this is the marker. Cool. So this marker is, so all of this is under details. They're using like the, what you call it, nesting or what have you. You know what I'm saying? So, okay. So all of this is under details. All right. So the marker for the details tag. Okay. So the summary image that's in details. All right. And then adding on the open to this thing. Cool. All right. And then we have the summary that's in the details again. So you have the padding and all this stuff. Okay. Flex shrinks. I didn't know about this one. So it's saying the 0. So prevent shrinking. Okay. Cool. And then text align to center, which doesn't really look centered to me. But okay. So then now the span that's inside of the summary, because you see it's in there. So let's take a look at that. So the span right here. So that is the little boat, the little icons there. All right. Cool. So they're doing a display grid and they're placing in the center. Okay. All right. With 100 aspect ratio. So like 1:1. Border radius 50. So, okay. So that's the circle around it. Pretty dope. Okay. And if you focus on the actual summary, then you see we have this outline here. Oh, no, wait. Oh, no, if it's focused. If it's focused, then it removes it. Okay. Huh. What? Let me see something. Okay. Yeah. Okay. See, this is what they're talking about here, I guess. This outline here. But if the whole thing is focused, still kept it, though. I have no clue what that is doing. What is that? I have to play around with that. I'm not sure. Does that mean there's supposed to be an outline around here? I don't know what that means. All right, cool. The details content wrapper. So we're doing the padding and the width. So making it 300 across. Cool. Now, okay, so here, if you hover it and the summary has focus, the outline is that blue. Yeah. Okay. But then, see, I don't understand this. And focus, outline none. I'm not sure what that's saying. Not sure what that's doing. But okay, cool. And then the details content wrapper that we showed before. Oh, okay. We need margin trim. Huh. So it was the first and last of the whole thing. The margin top and bottom are 0. Interesting. The details content wrapper. Details content wrapper. That's where like the boating, all this stuff is in there. Cool. So this thing needed the first and last child, which I'm assuming is referring to like H3 and the P, right? Margin top 0 and the margin bottom 0. All right. Then animate in the text, the P, which is here. We're going to translate it up to rems. And the opacity is going to 0 initially, right? And then transition all. And then we have that. Okay. So now the thing is, so let's see here. It doesn't look like it moved at all. Could have sworn I saw it move, one of these. Huh. Okay, so open and the P tag here. The transform, they have transform none, opacity 1, delay. Huh. And they have some layer reset stuff. So, okay, going through it, right? All right. So, yeah, so this is achieved. Okay, they go through some of the stuff here. Cool. All right. So they talk about the pseudo joint. So that's all the stuff you can see in there. That's pretty cool. Now, then you go to other stuff here, kind of like depending on how the thing is set up, it can show the thing like if it's not there. I think this is talking about like the image thing, and you see it's there, but then here it's not there. But when you open it, it shows up. Okay, cool. Then animating it. All right. So okay, so let's see. Okay, yeah, see that went up. Okay, I'm not sure what happened with the other one. Let me see. I think that's the content. Yeah, detailed content wrapper. Oh, it still says none there. Interesting. But I think that's what's making it. Oh, wait, no, here's the animation part here. What in the heck? Okay, that's more stuff I have to go check out. Interesting. Oh, I think that's the animation of it opening and closing. Before it was a lot more like instantaneous. All right. There's a lot of stuff here. So then this is just another animation showing like it closing, like using the animation to close it. And then you see again, only one can be open at a time. That is pretty cool. And again, no JavaScript or any of this stuff. And then you have the feature detection so you can see if it works. But yeah. This is pretty cool. Oh yeah, and the disclosure thing. So like I've been setting up like a bunch of my phone broke, so I've been setting stuff up and like my laptop and all these things. And so yeah, a lot of like read more for the disclosure thing and stuff like that happens. That's pretty dope. And again, without JavaScript, you don't have to worry about all that stuff. It just does it. So yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. I just wanted to share. I thought it was pretty cool. And again, I'm going to be doing something kind of similar to this because what I want to try to do is have, because like how these are like long columns, I want it to be as if it was just like the little tab, like it was just like the little boat here. And then when you click it in the X and the Y, it gets bigger. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm gonna kind of use this as like a guideline for what I was actually trying to do. So we'll see. All right. Cool. Let me get y'all back to work. Thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna work on this model a little bit more, see if I can get that done. Because if I can get that done, I can get it printing. And while that's printing, work on other stuff. So that's the plan. All right. So thanks for hanging out. I'll see you 15 minutes after the hour when we take a look at an artist's website. And then maybe you'll become a fan. And thanks for hanging out. I'm going to send you all off with some traveling music. This right here is Anthony Cruz, a.k.a. A Butter. The track is called Thank You. Thanks again for hanging out. See you 15 minutes after the hour. Till then, I wish you much productivity. All right, y'all be easy. Peace.
I want to say thank you for holding on. When a brother was down and out, now I feel so strong. And I want to say thank you for being there. When a brother had nowhere to turn to, you were there. And I feel like, hey, and everybody says, hey, we spread love like, hey. I want to say thank you for holding on. When a brother was down and out, now I feel so strong.